For as long as I can remember myself, I really enjoyed traveling. And my first trip happened when I was 5 years old. But unlike many children, I was never scared of planes. It was pretty much okay with me. But I'm gonna tell you a story that happened to me in 2019 that made me being anxious after each single flight afterwards. So at this time, I was getting ready for my first trip when I was going without my family. I was going to Spain, and I was so excited about this. I was looking forward for this trip, and I started planning it several months before. Like really, I had a plan for every single day. Like for my 1 week stay, I had a plan for every single day. So many activities. And when finally the day came, I checked my luggage like twice. I looked through all the things that I was bringing with me. My flight was at 4 a.m., but I could never make it to fall asleep. I was thinking all those things about my trip were going through my mind. I was thinking about all this. I was this excited about my trip. And when finally the time came to go to the airport, we were driving through the night city. It was nice and quiet. Finally, they were not so crowded, and I was listening to some kind of safety rules that I need to follow while traveling all by myself. That I need to call my parents like at least twice a day, if not even more. When I get to the airport, I went through the border control. It was pretty much okay, and I finally proceed to the waiting room of the airport. I was drinking there my morning coffee and looking at the sunrise. Oh, it was so beautiful, this morning sunrise. You know that feeling when you know that you're going somewhere, and that's pretty much exciting. It is. I've said this word so many times. Whatever. And somehow there was a delay in my flight, and I had to wait for like half hour, but that was okay pretty much. But when we finally made it to the plane, I started getting so frustrated about it because the plane was rusty and really old. And when I finally made it to my seat, I had a small child near me that was started screaming even before we took off. My seat was the one that would not fold back, and I would have to sit straight like a soldier for 4 hours of my flight. Pretty much exciting. Again, this word. Whatever. We had another delay for another half hour, but when we finally took off in the air, we had been in the air like for an hour, and then suddenly our captain of the flight, he was announcing that we need to make a stop at the same airport that we were flying from, and no one ever gave us a reason for it. So we turned back to the airport, and I'm the kind of person that tries to turn every serious situation into like a small joke. So I was calling back my parents and telling, guess where I am? And they're just like, what happened? They just get so scared. Like, what happened to you? And we get back to the airport. There was no reason given to us what happened. And it actually turned out that while we were flying, there was a problem with one of our engines, and actually it stopped working like at all. So I made it home. I had a good night's sleep because while all this situation was, people were trying to solve this situation, because I mean that was pretty weird, something that was going on. And when we finally made back to the airport, because we had our flight for 5 p.m. this time, when we finally made to the airport, I saw the exact same plane, and I had to get on it and fly for another 4 hours. But I was so tired that I could not think about it. And yeah, anyways, I'm safe and sound. I'm here, so it was pretty much okay. But that's this interesting story that happened to me many years ago. Five is not really many, but anyways, thanks for your attention.